You're watching NBC for New York. And now, Darlene Rodriguez, Rob Morrison, Chris Cimino, and Otis Livingston. This is News Channel 4, Today in New York.
And later, picturing hope. Children dealing with tragedy express themselves through images. That and more when Today in New York returns.
I'm Catherine Eisman, and coming up, meet the brave young children trying to change the face of HIV and AIDS.
Welcome back, everyone. HIV and AIDS are difficult enough for adults to cope with, but it can be so much harder for children who have to deal with the disease.
Our own Catherine Eisman is here with the story of kids who have come to New York to share images of hope. Good morning.
Absolutely. Good morning. You know, while children are often the hardest hit by HIV, they often lack the voice to reach out and tell their stories. Well, that's about to change. What does HIV and AIDS look like? Can you see it in the wide smile of a child or a wistful glance? Is it on a dusty street corner or in the delicate embroidery of a little girl's dress? That was the question being raised at the Asia Society's Through Their Eyes exhibit, featuring photographs taken by children affected by HIV and AIDS in India. Children like 16-year-old Revati, whose parents are both HIV positive and who recently lost her 11-year-old brother to the disease.
వాళ్ళలాగా ఇంకా పిల్లలు బాధపడకుండా ఉండాలంటే నేను మా తమ్ముడు చనిపోయేటప్పుడు ఎంతో బాధ అనిపించాడు.
It made me sad that my brother died, and there are many children like my brother in India.
Another survivor is 18-year-old Ramu, who contracted an STD at the age of 12 while he was homeless and working at a truck firm with other street kids.
3 of the 15 has HIV positive.
Out of your friends?
My friends, my best friends.
Best friends.
By showing this photo, we can tell about difficulties we faced in India to the children in New York.
These children are part of the Abbott's Fund Picturing Hope program and have come from India to share the personal stories behind their photographs with New York City school kids.
This man stood up on his own and making his living.
How old is he?
18 years.
Wow, that's a little kid who can be like living on my neighborhood, but is living over there in this situation like that kids shouldn't be dealing with.
Some students had more in common than they had first imagined.
My dad got it before I was even born, so I had to learn about it, live with it my whole life. I don't have it, thank God, but I had to watch him die. I can really relate to these kids.
As the number of Indian children orphaned by AIDS approaches 2 million people, the aim of this exhibition is to make sure that those children's voices are heard and are considered in the global fight against HIV and AIDS.
These children have that ability to share with us the effect of HIV/AIDS and put their face to it as opposed to just a number.
And while these photos often tell tales of sadness, they are also pictures of hope. Now, the exhibit is open to the public for the next 2 months at the Asia Society, and Picturing Hope programs is now in 5 countries. And in addition to giving the emotional support and the voice to these kids, they're actually turning the lives of these kids around. Ravati, who's that wonderful 16-year-old girl that you saw in the piece, is actually dreaming of becoming a doctor and is currently studying nursing. And Ramata, who's the 18-year-old street kid who has now turned his life around, he's actually talking to other fellow street kids about HIV, how to avoid it, and he's changing his whole community back in India. So it's spreading a positive thing instead of the disease, which is a great thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Great exhibition.
Amazing kids.
Yeah, and what's so great is that, you know, obviously we speak a different language, but photos cross all language barriers, and kids can see that, adults can see that, and get into their lives, and it's the true story without someone coming in and changing the environment. It's these kids capturing their own lives, and it speaks volumes.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thanks.
Great story.